This is our favorite chocolate vegan cake that we buy sometimes as a treat, and we're gonna try to make it whole food, plant-based, vegan. Stick around to see if we succeed or fail. So it's Mother's Day, and we just had, which is kind of the cake we get when we don't feel like making a cake and we don't mind being a little treaty, and that is this chocolate cake from Sweets from the Earth, which is a company that makes essentially allergy-free desserts and treats and snacks and whatnot, but they're not exactly whole food plant-based. It's got this amazing texture, it's delicious. You would never know this thing is gluten-free, let alone probably plant-based if you just ate it. It's that good. And that's not to say that the food we eat isn't good. I'm just saying it is of the same quality that would convince somebody who doesn't eat the way we do. That said, what I want to do is try to take the ingredients from that and break them back down. Retro engineer, that's what I'm looking for. Retro engineer the cake and then try to make a version that's whole food plant based. So here's my first idea, and it's not a good one, is I'm going to use ChatGPT and enter in the exact ingredients that are on the box, let it know what the dessert is, and ask it to try to come up with a recipe using those ingredients. Knowing that when you have ingredients in the back of a box, it lists them in order of weight. So whatever is first has the most of it in it, but it doesn't tell you how much of each, right? So you got to figure that out. My thought is this. I'll use ChatGPT to see if it can come up with a recipe. I'll try that, and then I can at least have a starting off point. Here is a recipe for a chocolate cake that includes a thin layer of icing on top. I was gonna say do your best to like it's a person. I always whenever I use ChatGPT, I try to talk it to like I'm writing an email to a friend. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, how do I word this? Take this ingredient list from the back of the box, which lists the ingredients from most to least used. I'm assuming ChatGPT knows why the order of the ingredients are the way they are, but just to be safe, I'm going to throw that in there. To create a recipe based on the ingredient list and their order by weight. Here's a whole food plant-based style chocolate cake with a thin layer of icing. The recipe is true to the order, ingredients and portions implied. The ingredient list suggests a moist, rich cake with a subtle tofu-based structure, oil for moisture, and a light glaze or icing. Okay, so let's just look at, I need my glasses. I'm getting old. Organic soy milk, organic cane sugar, brown rice syrup, dairy-free chocolate, chopped or chips. Look for one with cocoa butter, lecithin, and vanilla. Filtered water, gluten-free blend with rice flour, potato starch, and tapioca starch. Sunflower oil. See, that I would just swap out with aquafaba. Silken tofu, and sweetened cocoa. 1 teaspoon of brewed coffee. And the icing layer they think is just brown rice syrup, soy milk, and chocolate chips. Interesting. Okay, so now, I could take this and make it whole food plant-based myself, but let's grab this and have it to start from. Can you recreate this recipe to make it whole food plant-based? No oils or processed sugars. Oh, and it even knew, it says to make this cake whole food plant based, meaning no added oils, processed sugars, or refined flours. It knew to do that. I didn't even remember to ask it to. We'll swap with the oil and processed sweeteners while still keeping the essence of the original cake. Here's a revamped version of the cake that is oil-free, naturally sweetened, no cane sugar syrup, gluten-free, rich, chocolate, and satisfying. Okay. So now it's saying soy milk, medjool dates, applesauce, silken tofu, baking chocolate or cocoa powder, gluten-free flour blend, C note, apple cider vinegar, brewed coffee, baking soda, gluten-free lemon sessions, half a cup of brown rice flour, oat flour, potato starch, tapioca, ground psyllium husk or flax meal to ask as a binder. And then this thin layer, soy milk, dates, cocoa powder. All right. Well, I'm just going to delete that first one. I mean, I'll have it in my ChatGPT history. I mean, if this works on the first try out, that would be awesome and also terrifying. Let's see. I'm so far out of my comfort zone, it's not even a little bit funny. So I've been dreading making this cake ever since I gave myself this challenge, just because who wants to ruin their wife's birthday cake? Not me. And what's even worse was yesterday, we went to the place that serves the cake to have it. So now it's fresh in her mind, which was not a good idea for me. Anyway, here we are. So, this is also the most unique cake recipe I think I've ever tried to make, and I've never made it before. It's an experiment based on a lot of research, and I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm not a baker by any means. I'm very comfortable cooking like dinners and meals. I like baking, but like doing it where I'm trying to figure out the science of it and how everything's gonna work together, yeah, not my comfort zone. Anyway, this is what it did. So to make it gluten-free, I decided to go with a blend that's kind of similar to our pancake blend a little bit. I'm gonna put all the ingredients here on the screen, and this is enough to make a double layer cake that has two 8-inch pans, the circular ones. So we're putting in brown rice flour, oat flour, and then I decided to go with a mixture of potato starch and tapioca starch as opposed to just one or the other. You could probably do one or the other and it would be fine, but I thought I would mix it up. And then I put in some psyllium husk. If you don't have psyllium husk, you can use ground flax and it would probably do a similar thing. Although I find psyllium husk just gives a better texture in my opinion. So if you can get your hands on some, I would recommend that. We're going to take that flour mixture and then we're going to mix in some baking soda, baking powder, sea salt, and then we're going to mix that all together and then we're going to set that aside. And then everything else is going to go into the blender, which is plant-based milk. Oh, the one thing you have to do before is these dates. If you don't have softened dates, you want to just put some hot water over them and let them sit while you're doing everything else. They'll be softened by the time you're ready to go. It's applesauce, tofu. I've never put tofu in a cake, so if this works out, that's gonna be awesome because it's gonna be like a protein-rich option. You have cake for lunch. Who doesn't want cake for lunch? A couple of tablespoons of my cold brew coffee. If you don't have like a cold brew coffee or just coffee on you, but you have like coffee grinds, you can do like 1 tablespoon of that and then 2 tablespoons of water, or a tablespoon of water, like half and half, probably. I don't know. And then also vanilla and cocoa powder and apple cider vinegar is in here. Blend it all up. And then we're gonna pour that into the dry ingredients and mix it all up. Here's where you wanna really make sure you're getting all the flour up. So I'm using a whisk to start, but then I moved over to a spatula and just really dug deep to make sure that all of the flour was getting mixed with this stuff. Divide it evenly between 2 different pans that you have greased a little bit. I just put a little bit of coconut oil all around the edges just to keep them from sticking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or I think that's like 180 degrees Celsius if you are in those regions of the world. Smack down the pans, and then we're gonna let them sit for 10 minutes before we put them in the oven because we want either the psyllium husk, if that's what you used, or we want the flax meal to have just a second, not a second, 10 minutes, to just kind of thicken up and do its thing before you stick it into the oven. And while that's happening, you can clean up. So we're gonna bake that for 35 to 40 minutes or until a toothpick comes out nice and clean. Then we're going to let it cool for 10 minutes on a pan and then transfer it over to a wire rack. And we want it to cool completely before we put the icing on it. As for the icing, we're gonna blend all of the ingredients together. It's some soy milk or whatever plant milk you've got, dates, some more cocoa powder, vanilla, and sea salt. If it's too thick, you can just add a little bit more plant milk, like 1 tablespoon at a time, or maybe even just 1 teaspoon at a time until it's the right consistency. Okay, so the bad news is that icing is definitely a bust. It's way too thin, and yeah. So luckily though, Annie has been obsessed with wanting to make a buttercream icing for Wooly, which is her favorite icing. And
not healthy.
Not healthy. At all. But it's a birthday cake. So that said, I will try at some point in the future to make like a buttercream-esque, like our thought would be to use like tofu, right? Like, use tofu to make an ice cream. Not whipped cream.
Icing.
Buttercream, jeepers. I'm tired. Use tofu to make some kind of like a thick icing. So fail on that. Hopefully the cake doesn't suck.
Let's make a cake. This is the middle layer. It's gotta be thicker, just in case the cake tastes nasty, which it probably won't, because Dad's a great baker. So this is chocolate buttercream. So I did one baking class, and it was fun, but I had a professional with me in the room to fix my mistakes.
And it was at a birthday party.
And so today I don't have a professional
And it
with
was
me.
at a birthday party, right?
The one problem about making cakes is that I always make it look really good, and then I'm like, oh, there's that one dent, so I'm like, oh, I'll try to fix it, and then there's another dent, and then it just looks worse than it did before. So we're gonna try not to do that. I think this looks pretty good. It's just whether or not I want to go, let's see here, whether or not I want to go this way or this way. I think we're gonna go this way. That's scary. It's on. It's officially on. The icing tastes a bit funky, but no one can taste it, so I'm leaving it. It tastes chocolatey. I'm scared of this top because it's like, it's just scary. Also, I need like a lot more buttercream, and I started already. So this is bad. This is really bad, guys. Hi, I forgot to film a little bit. So this is what the cake looks like now. Oh, I did not know it looked like that on that side. Glad I started filming, otherwise this would not have been fixed. Ran away, hey. Then the big one here. Okay, shall I do a border? Order cupcake instead. Okay. It's not the cleanest, but it definitely looks better than it did before. I might write the name. The way I connected it is really bad. Do you see how I connected it? Also, why are it two different colors of icing? Might just be the lighting. Nope, it's two different colors of icing for some reason. Pattern specifically just dots. Literally. That was a bad dot. So I just dug my fingers into their cake. I ran out of space for the mother. I spaced it birthday mother. Or ER.
Hi.
Let's try your birthday cake.
So Jeremy made the cake, Annie made the icing. We had a hard time figuring out a whole food plant-based icing, so to be continued. This is a sugary, treaty birthday icing. It looks great, and I'm gonna taste it now
And we added strawberries to top to make it
because I love
more
strawberries.
tasty.
Mmm,
Is it good?
that's really good. And the cake, huh?
Let me try.
It's like you think it's gonna be gummy from the gluten-free, but it's
Looks
actually not. It's just really soft. It's a great cake.
Good, not as
So-
like the chocolate cake, but it's a good chocolate
It's
cake.
a really good chocolate cake, and we just need to work on. It just fell over.
Your cake.
Oopsie, my cake just fell over.
Well, let's just put it that way.
It's so good. I just want to work on a whole food
I'm still on your
plant-based
strawberry.
frosting because that is always a challenge. And we've made all sorts of different ones over the years, and nothing that's been like, I want to make that again.
It's a
So,
vegan frosting, but it's not plant-based.
Yeah.
It is not whole
Well, it
food
is plant-based, but it's not
No.
whole food. It's okay. We're gonna work on it. It's my goal for the summer. Okay, I give it an A. Really good. Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I have this whole cake to myself. All I know is that Annie did a killer job on decorating this, and Willie texted me that said it was good. So I'm very happy. I'm just gonna eat the whole thing of what's left. There's not that much. There's only like 7 slices. Okay, so it's nowhere near as like moist as the one I'm trying to emulate. I think the fix to that, as I know with other cakes, chocolate cakes are made, is I put it in warm water right at the end of mixing it, and that seems to help. I wonder if doing something like that would work. But it's good. Want to try a little bit of this, bud? Come to have a...
Just eating it like that.
Well, I'm gonna have this slice, so I figure I'll eat off the slice. You can eat off the slice. How's that deal? Dude, killer job on the decorating.
Strawberries on it.
We should put some strawberries on it. It's not as moist as the fresh one,
Damn. Hey, good.
right? For a gluten-free cake,
The icing kind of saves it.
the icing helps a lot. Like, it's definitely not a sweet cake. So the next step, next time I make a cake, let me know if you want to see me try to fix my icing issue now. I think I can still make this cake moister. Moister. Is that a word? Moister? More moist? That's the way to do it. This is good. This is better than I was worried. I was so nervous about making this cake. So let me know if you want
Give me a
this.
slice.
All right. So let me know in the
S.
comments down below. Ephraim said S.
Actually, A.
No, you can't take back your S.
Little improvement. Has a little bit.
It has some improvement. I'd give this an A though. If we're doing that, I didn't know we were doing that for this video, but I like a lot of it. It's one of the better whole food plant-based cakes I've made. Well, that's not true. It's not whole food plant-based because the icing. That's the next step in this. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to see like us do another cake at some point next time we make a cake. And I'm going to try to work on that icing. I can work on the icing independently. But this is a really strong base to work from. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you thought. And yeah, help us get to that 70,000 subscribers we're trying to hit by the end of September. And if you're still sticking around, that video is all queued up for you to watch next. Thanks.